Hello, dear students. Welcome to the session on Module 5 Design of Journal Bearing. So, in the previous sessions, also, we have discussed about the problems related to the design of journal bearing. Now, take another example of application oriented problem where the main bearing of stationary slow speed steam turbine is to be designed. So, main bearing is what? That is the journal bearing itself and used in case of steam turbine. So in the previous case, we have used the Mahadevan data handbook only to calculate the necessary parameters. So here, with respect to step 3, so we have to make use of Lingaya data handbook to know the value of viscosity or the name of the oil. So instead of calculating kinematic viscosity and then specific gravity, all those things, so in only one step, that is third step, we have to use the Lingaya data handbook, and for the remaining for rest of all the steps, we have to use the Mahadevan data handbook. So let us take this example of a steam turbine, and we have to design the main bearing. So the machinery which is given here is stationary slow speed steam turbine. So for which the main bearing is to be designed. So here the diameter of the journal is given as 200 mm and the load acting on the bearing is 80 into 10 raised to 3 newtons. That is 80 kilonewton that is given, and the speed of the engine is 200 rpm. So that radius, that is half of the diameter, that is 100 mm. Next, as per the given information, these are the information which are given. So we have to initially, as per the step 1, we have to select the recommended design parameters for the given type of bearing as well as machine. So given type of machine is steam turbine, and with respect to steam turbine, the bearing which is given here is main bearing. So there are different kinds of bearings also, we can see there in the table, that is table number 15.7 of data handbook, available in page number 366. So this is what the table that we have to refer to note down the recommended values or the design parameters. So maximum pressure here is that is given 2.8 megapascal or 2.8 newton per mm square, and radial clearance ratio or C by R ratio is given as less than 0.001, and absolute viscosity that is given here as 0.06 newton second per meter square, and the minimum value of Zn by P, which is called as bearing modulus, that is given as 2.90. This is what the minimum value. So if you calculate the value of this particular equation, that is Zn by P, that should be more than 2.9 to say the thick film formation that is possible by using the recommended oil. And L by D ratio is also given here as 1 to 2. So this is what the information that is given. So with this information, we have to or say this is the what the first step that we have to note down the given parameters or recommended parameters or the design values. So then with these parameters, we have to carry out the design. See here, the value of D is given. So L by D ratio is 1 to 2. So we have to assume the L by D ratio as 1 here. So if I assume L by D ratio as 1 means L is equal to D, that is equal to 200 mm as it is given. And also we have to calculate the allowable pressure. So allowable pressure is given by P is equal to W divided by L into D. So W is 80 into 10 raised to 3 newtons, and L and D are 200 into 200. So the resulting value of pressure, that is allowable pressure, is 2 Newton per mm square, and which is less than the maximum pressure, which is recommended in step 1. So that you can see here 2.8, and the calculated allowable value is 2 Newton per mm square. So with this pressure, next we have to go for the C by R ratio that is given here as less than 0.001. So we have to take the immediate previous value, that is 0.0009, 0009. So that the radial clearance is 0.009 multiplied by radius. Radius is 100 mm. So that value what we get is radial clearance 0.09 mm. That is the first parameter, that is radial clearance value. So once you get the radii clearance, the next step, that is the third step, that is what the um, different case that I have taken, similar to, with respect to, or if you compare previous problems or previous session problems, say there we have used the Madhavan data handbook only, but here we have to mix, we have to add one more data handbook here, that is Lingaya data handbook. And before that, we have to assume the operating temperature as 70 degrees centigrade, which is not given. And the absolute viscosity is given as 0.06 Newton second per meter square. So, which is taken from step 1. So that the value of Z is to be converted into centipoise. So to convert a Newton second per meter square into centipoise, we have to multiply the value by 1000. That is 10 raised to 3, so that Z value is 60 centipoise. So with respect to this 60 centipoise and operating temperature of 70 degrees centigrade, we have to refer figure number 1.2 of Lingaya data handbook, that is temperature versus viscosity chart. So H line, that is selected there. So H line is selected, means what is the name of this particular H line. So again we have to come back to our Mahadevan data handbook and refer table number 15.1, page number 363. So there H line refers to SAE 60 oil, SAE 60 oil. So only the Lingaya data handbook is to be referred to note the value, or to refer the viscosity temperature chart or temperature versus viscosity chart. So that is only one sheet, and rest of the things that we have to refer from Mahadevan data handbook itself. So H line is nothing but SAE 60. So next we have to go for the oil check, or check for the oil. So bearing modulus. So bearing modulus is given by Zn by P. That is to be calculated here. Z is zero point 0.06 multiplied by 200 rpm, that is N, and divided by 2 meganewton per meter square, that is, or Newton per mm square. So the value what we get here is 6. So 6 is greater than Zn by P recommended. So recommended value is what? That is 2.9. What is noted in the first step. So 6 is greater than 2.9. Hence, the thick film lubrication is possible. Hence, the oil selected is suitable. Next, in the fourth step, we have to go for the calculation of heat generated. So heat generated is given by Fw into V. So equation 15.11a of page 360, that gives the equation of heat generated. So with respect to velocity, velocity is given by pi d n by 60 into 1000, pi d n by 60 into 1000. So by using the velocity value, that is 2.09, so one more important parameter that we have to calculate, that is coefficient of friction, F. Since there is nothing is specified about the bearing lightly loaded or Petrov's theory or Petrov's bearing, then now we have to use the Mackey's equation that is available in page number 353 of data handbook, equation number 15.4b. And that equation is F is equals to Ka into Zn by P into R by C into 10 raised to minus 10 plus delta F, where Ka is 0.195 into 10 raised to 6, that is for full bearing, and delta F is 0.002, and small n, that is n by 60, that is 200 divided by 60, 200 rpm divided by 60, that is 3.33 revolutions per second. So that the value of F that is obtained here as 0.0042. So the Hg value, so heat generated, F is 0.0042, 80 into 10 raised to 3 W, that is V is 2.09. So Hg value that is obtained here is 697 watts or joules per second. Next, we have to go for the calculation of heat dissipated. So we can use heat dissipated equation, that is 15.11b in the page number 360, or we can also use 15.11c, page number 360. There are two equations. Any of these two equations that you can use until and unless they're specifically mentioned. So HD that I have taken equation number 15.11b of the data handbook. So KH into A into TB minus TA. So this is only A, not A dash. So KH is equal to 15.3 joules per second per meter square degree centigrade under for average design considerations, and A is area 20 dl into 10 raised to minus 6. So that the value what we get here is zero point 0.8 Newton per sorry, zero point 0.8 meter square. So if I substitute all the values in the respective equation, so before that TB minus TA is also required for me. Since TB is not given, so we have a standard equation. TB minus TA is also equal to T naught minus TA divided by 2. So T naught is 70 minus TA is 25 divided by 2. TA is also assumed here as ambient temperature. So TB minus TA is equal to 22.5 degrees centigrade. So once you get the value of TB minus TA and EA value and KH value, substitute in HD equation, so that the value of HD what is obtained here is 275.4 joules per second. And if you compare heat generated and heat dissipated, heat generated is greater than heat dissipated. Since therefore, what we can say that the artificial cooling is required here. So what is the amount of heat that is to be extracted from the bearing or removed from the bearing? So that is what Hg minus Hd. So Hg is 697 minus 275, that is Hd. So the value what we get here is 421.6 joules per second. So this is what the amount of cooling that is required, or artificial cooling is required here. So to remove the heat of 421.6 joules per second. So this is what up to step number 5. So all other steps they are same itself with respect to previous discussion. Only in step 3, the Lingaya data handbook is to be used. Say instead of converting the given Z into kinematic viscosity, all those things, directly we can convert it into centipoise and we can name the oil. Or with the known name of the oil, we can get the Z value in centipoise, then easily we can convert it into Newton second per meter square by dividing that value 1000, by dividing by 1000. So the next step, the sixth step, is to calculate the minimum film thickness and its location. So minimum film thickness variable is given by h naught by c, which is equation number 15.7a, page number 356. So to calculate this minimum film thickness variable, we require the Sommerfeld number, that is with side leakage or without side leakage. Consider without side leakage case. So S is equal to R by C whole square into Zn by P into 10 raised to minus 6. Equation number 15.6a, page number 354. So the value of S that is obtained here is 7.4, 7.4 S per minute. So R is 100 mm and C is 0.09 whole square. Z is 0.06. N is 200 RPM divided by pressure is 2. So that 7.4 is obtained. That is the Sommerfeld number. So the Sommerfeld number, once you calculate, means this will be used in 2 steps. So this is one of the step there. Say we have to refer again figure number 15.9 available in page number 356 of the data handbook. So with respect to the value of S 7.4 and assuming the bearing as full bearing, that is beta equal to 360 degrees. So H naught value that we can get here, H naught by C. So for 7.4 and beta equal to 360 degrees, so H naught by C is equal to 0.88. So by using the C value, that is 0.09, so H naught can be obtained. H naught that we have to calculate as 0.88 multiplied by C. C is 0.09. So H naught value that is obtained here is 0.079 mm. And its location, so to determine the location, we have to use the equation just next to this minimum film thickness variable, that is 15.7a. 15.7b is to be used. So phi is cos inverse of 1 minus h naught by c, that is 83 degrees. It is obtained here. Next, the flow rate that we have to calculate. So without side leakage it is. Without side leakage itself we have to consider. So equation number 15.8b, page number 358 of the data handbook. So that equation is given by FLV into R into C into N into L. So FLV is flow variable. So that flow variable that we have to note down from the chart figure number 15.13, page number 358 of the data handbook, with respect to S and beta equal to 360 degrees. So with respect to beta value and S value, we have to get the value of flow variable, that is 3.02. So 3.02 is obtained and substitute in the equation of Q, so that the value of Q that is obtained here as 1 not 1087200 mm cube per minute. So all the values, that is FLV is 3.02, R is 100 mm, C is 0.09 mm, N is 200 rpm, and L of length of the bearing is 200 mm. So that the value is in mm cube per minute. So convert this mm cube per minute into meter cube per second. So divide this value by 1000 raised to 3 or 10 raised to 9, and also to convert minute into second, divide the value by 60 seconds. So that the answer what we get here is 1.82 into 10 raised to minus 5 meter cube per second. The last step, that is power loss. So power loss is nothing but the amount of heat generated, that is FW into V. Divide that value by 1000, so that the answer what we get is in kilowatts power. So 0.697 kilowatt, that is the amount of power that is lost. So this is what the problem that I want to discuss in today's session. So in the next session I will take one more example of similar kind, and there also we have to make use of the Lingaya data handbook itself. So that we will see in the next session. Thank you.